Yeah, we about to be ready. We're ready. We ain't got more time. We ain't got no more time to waste. Yeah, we here.
Islam.
Islam. Get your microphone to your face, brother Giorgio.
Islam.
How
y'all doing today?
Peace and blessings.
Indeed, peace and love, Mose. We definitely live and direct today. Federation Moor Science Temple of America, number 4, Wilmington, Delaware. Islam.
I just want to say peace to everybody out there. Peace to the divine family. Rahu Bat to the Nawapians. Hotep to the Hotepers. Islam to the Muslims.
Islam.
And that's it. Greetings to all the Moors around the world, for real.
Indeed. That's what's really key. We just want to start off and give everybody an introduction of the Moor Culture Center. Myself, Brother Quinnell. To my right is Brother George L. To my left is Brother Ty Shan. And in the back we got Brother Sharif, Islam. I guess we should just go ahead, everybody introduce themselves, you know what I mean?
I mean, you just did it. But you just did it, but we'll do it again. I mean, personally, I'll introduce myself and we can introduce ourselves. I'm Brother Tyshan Edwards Bay, as known in the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm your brother. I'm a servant of the people. I'm a designer. I'm a creative, and that's about it, Mo. I'm a father.
Indeed. As I already said, I'm Brother Quinnell. I'm definitely the Sarge of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Temple number 4. It's been a long time coming. I'm actually happy about the situation that we established here. A little bit more about myself, though. As you know, I have 2 sons and a wife. I also do studio engineering as well. But most of all, I really just love giving the truth and giving the wisdom and knowledge to my people in the community. Islam.
My name is Brother George L. I just want to let you know I'm a humble mother. I'm here today, to be with my brother. Give y'all some of this truth that we've been holding back, as some will say, but we're going to let it loose tonight. I just want you to walk this path with us, and, if y'all have any questions or anything, reach out to us, or anything you think we said that's incorrect and you would like us to, just touch base on it, just send it out to us. We're about peace and love and reaching all the Moorish community, no matter what group you are in. We just want to have the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Islam. Drop the comments. Drop the questions. The hate. Whatever it is. Just say it. Just speak your piece. Speak your mind. If anything we're saying isn't vibing with you, say it. Drop it in the comments. Send us a DM. We're gonna be. This is just episode 1. This is just a start. And we're gonna have a lot more of these episodes. We're gonna have a lot more conversations. We want people to chime in and connect with us, and we want to connect with other people around the world, especially Wilmington. So we're going to have some great guests. Can't wait. It's not just a talk. This is a transformative operation, not just through the podcast, but also through the Moor Culture Center, which we'll get into later in the podcast. But we want to start with the topic, since it's the first episode, and since we are the Moor Culture Center, and since there's so much confusion, we're going to go into the first topic of the first episode, which is, what is a Moor? What is a Moor?
Islam. George L.
Islam. All right. I actually had something written down, because kind of give y'all a quick introduction.
Get that microphone to your mouth, George.
Islam. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
all right, check it out. Now, I want y'all to understand, this is the first time I've ever been on a podcast, so just, bear with me. Basically, the Moors are a distinguished people of African and Berber, or what you would say Amazigh descent, primarily known for their profound impact on the culture, intellectual, architectural, and spiritual history of North Africa, Spain, and beyond. Their name derived from the Latin, and correct me if I'm wrong, Moros.
Islam. It does, as well as if you want to take it to ancient Kemet, with the term, the word Mer, that's where actually they got the word Marus. But I'm just adding on.
Islam,
'cause you're
Islam.
definitely right. Islam.
Islam.
I'm a Mer, Islam, and the translation of Mer was Marus, and then so on and so forth. You get all the way to English, which is Moor.
Islam.
Hey, brother Sharif, they're not going to be able to hear you too much because you're not on the mic. So hold that thought, and then we're going to switch. At some point, we're going to switch out and we'll do some musical chairs. No, I appreciate it. But I just want to make sure people hear us, and they're not going to be able to hear what you're saying.
But let's touch on that real quick, though, George, as the brother Sharif just said.
Islam.
So the connection to the word Mer in ancient Kemet all the way goes back also to the term Mu, which is M-U. Those who are conscious of that word or know that word understand that comes from Lemuria, Islam, the land of the Mu. Some try to say that the land of the Mu was all of the land that was on the earth at the time. Some try to say that it was a specific island. However, those inhabitants were Moors. That's what they considered themselves, M-U-U-R. That's where you get the term Moor from when you go all the way back, ancient Islam.
Islam. I'm just going to continue my part. I'm glad the brother spoke on that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, the Moors emerged from a union of indigenous North African Berbers, Amazigh tribe, and I would say so-called, Arab Muslims who spread Islam across North Africa in the 17th and 18th century. In 711 CE, under the leadership of the Berber or Amazigh general, Tariq Azim, the Moors crossed the Strait of Gibraltar and began the Islamic conquest of the Iberian Peninsula. This marked the beginning of an Andalus and the Muslim rule regime in Europe that would last for nearly 800 years. Their arrival not only introduced Islam, or as we say Islamism, to Spain, but also initiated a period of unprecedented culture and scientific flourishing. Islam.
And we talking about the time period between 7 and 11, Islam, at the start, but it goes all the way to my perspective. In history, they'll say it's 1492. That's just because of the fall or the, as they say, we submitted to Isabella. However, the Moors past 1492 were all over the place. I want to say even in the islands, South America during that time, the 1400s, even around before the 1400s, around the 1000s, right? You had Moors that were also connected with the trade routes from Morocco to West Africa, Islam. So, we want to, clear up some things because there's a lot of feedback out there that states that, we from West Africa, we not Moors or my descendants, they came from Nigeria, or my descendants came from Cameroon, or my descendants came from Mali, which is you're probably right, Islam. Mm-hmm. However, those countries in Africa, in that area of West Africa, were connected to the Moroccan Empire, Islam. So, people just got to understand, we are connected as a people by the term and the word used Moor. It's not subjected to just one section or one group of Berbers, Islam, because technically we're indigenous everywhere,
Islam.
If we go back, like I stated before, with the term Mu, land of Mu, and the M-U-U-R, that's the term that actually is speaking to all of us as a people, Islam.
So this is where I feel like I might trigger Brother Sharif, and I think we might want to switch him on over to. I might switch him over into my seat. But my understanding, after I'm hearing a lot of people explain what Moor means, and it has not been said yet, I've heard it as it means black. And we don't want to, especially when we're in the Fezes, especially when we're in the Moorish Temple of America, it is so taboo to say that B word. It's like that's worse than the other B words, that black word. But from my head games, Islamo, so I've understood it as black. And so what is a Moor is black. All the black people around the world is my understanding of it. And hey, that's where it all comes from. And it's interesting to see how black has become a powerful term for a lot of people, such as the Nation of Islam. And also interesting to see how the Nation of Islam gets a lot of teachings from the Prophet Noble Jew Ali, who started the Moorish Temple of America. So it's just real interesting.
Islam.
Am I off? I'm correct on that.
Well,
So-
go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
Well, I agree, but I want to say like this, like, in essence to that, the way it was used, and and I know how the Moorish Temple look at black as a derogatory word. So, when you trace it back, it was black, but in essence, it was just people who was of dark color, of dark shade.
Islam.
So, like, if you go to parts of India, and especially Sri Lanka, like you had what they call the Sri Lankan Moors, and they themselves, was of hue as us to some degree, but with I would say, if I would use Dr. York saying 6 ether hair,
that curly strand.
But the Europeans at that time referred to them as Moors, Sri Lankan Moors.
The original Europeans.
So I mean, I agree with in terms of how the term Moor over time has like evolved. You know what I'm saying? Evolved, and I think that's kind of like keeping us as a people apart, because like Brother Tayshawn Bey said, like people look at us as being from the Moorish Science Temple, that we kind of object to our brothers that refer to just want to be called black, and then that's not really the case.
That's the big part of that is Young, the story called Ali. Says, by stages and degrees shall I teach you to understand this message that you will not forget. Then both friends said, understanding of the heart of this man wills himself, right?
That's a short chord, Mo.
Hold on, I'm gonna pass it over. I'm gonna pass it over to our elder brother, Brother Sharif.
Islam. The Holy Quran says in the Surah, the Ali, it's by stages and degrees shall we teach you to declare this message, so that thou will not forget. Moorish Quran chapter 5, Jesus said, understanding is the rock on which man builds himself. So we all have our different levels of understanding, but knowledge is power. If you see the powers that be that oppress us, they don't talk bad about their leaders. They bring them all together and make a university. And so that's what we have to learn how to do. Teach, because like they said, they taking black history up out of the school, and so forth and so on. I said, wow, that's beautiful, because what do we have What business do we have letting somebody else, as adults, come to our house and covet and teach our children?
Speak
So
it.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have something here, and a few would like Brother Tashan to read what George Washington said. If we just can move them turbans and them feathers off the Moors' head. So they didn't even want us to know who we are.
That's what George Washington said?
Here it is right
Sure.
here. Hold on.
Hey, we dropping gems early. George Washington said, "Take the fezzes and turbans off of them." Hey, that's why I got to keep the fez on and the turban. I'm gonna put my turban back on. I start rocking my turban.
We are. I'll find it for you in a few minutes.
Islam.
We are a special people. I'm honored to be traveling with you brothers this evening on this side of the Nile, because Allah has brought us a long ways.
Islam.
And we just don't give up. Because if you look at our royal bloodline, and we talk in the questionnaire about giving us the brief line genealogy to which Jesus came, Abraham, Boaz, by root, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, Jeremiah. That's our bloodline. That's our genealogy. That links us with the Lion tribe of Judah. So when you look at other people covering our house, it's time for us, brothers, to get up and speak. According to Acts 6, we must proclaim. And we have to start proclaiming that wow. So people can look up to us. You know, it's good. We live in a great day. We live in a day that a lot of our ancestors dreamed to be in. And I'm talking to the brothers and sisters out there that don't know nothing about Moor science. This is a place to be, because we'll bring you up. We'll bring you up out of darkness into marvelous light. We will make you proud of yourself. We don't care about their education. It ain't right for us anyway. It ain't from our house. Let's stick to the book.
Islam.
Islam. Who, me? Please.
I would like to ask Elder a question. And I think he answered it, but I just wanted a little more confirmation from him, or just a little more explanation. What do you think about, as we brought up the topic in terms of Moor and Black, in your opinion, like, do you feel a brother should feel, on both halves, as a person who classifies himself just as a Moor, or a brother who just want to classify himself Black, or just African American, do you feel it's a line where each other can respect each other without feeling some negative?
By stages and degrees shall we teach you to declare this message. And the Surah Allah, the Most High. Understanding is the rock on which man builds himself. So we got a group of people that's been this school system all their lives, been programmed to believe this way, believe that way. There's going to be some friction, because every word we speak out of our mouth is electricity. We ourselves, we're each other's life support system. So we got to revive ourselves, and we have to revive the people that don't know, because the only reason why the Prophet Noble Ali chose us to help the people that don't know. It's a lot of people that don't know. And so a lot of people don't want to hear this truth. A lot of people don't want to spread love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So that'll change the multitudes. What Quran says, never does Allah change the condition of people till they change within their heart. And we on the roll. We're on the ball.
Islam.
That was powerful.
So I want to expound on what Brother Tashan was speaking of, about how he had the recollection that the term Black was what Moor represented and what Moor was, right? And I'm glad he spoke on that, because our people today don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? They need to realize that we're using derogatory words to try to describe ourselves and wonder why our condition is the way that it is. Islam. From a standpoint of the youth right now, nothing is capturing their attention towards who they are. Only thing that's really capturing their attention right now is technology, the phone, and claiming to be the best at something. Islam. And I want to, definitely give clarification on the difference. Islam. And I'm gonna take a reading from the Holy Quran, Moor Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. But before I do that, the Prophet was one for the people who made sure that he put in his literature what would reach the community and would reach the people. And that's basically what that's what we're trying to do here. So I appreciate you, Brother Taishan, for being, honest. You feel what I'm saying? Because if we're not honest, we can't help anybody. You know what I mean? And, I just like anyone else, we was all at that stage in trying to learn where we want to go. But anyway, scientifically, based upon science, right? In the terms of race, on this earth now, and to where the recollection of modern day, right? We're not talking about ancient, right? I'm talking about, let's say, modern, meaning now, present day, right? The science is that technically there's only two races that we have on this earth, right? And I'm explaining myself. People are gonna be like, "What is this brother talking about?" But this is where we're at, so we're gonna speak about it, right? If you look in any science book, social studies book in the 1800s, 1700s, or even the 1900s, right? They only talk about two distinctive races that are on this earth, right? And those two races are Asiatic, European. All right? When I say Asiatic, everyone's like, well, what is he talking about? Well, back to the distinction of what the brother Chai Shan was speaking of about how the term black, goes with Moor. That's what people believe, especially our people. So that's why it's so hard for us to get the understanding that we are ancient people. Asiatic is not just Moorish descent, right? You have several other tribes, as I'm gonna say, right, that are connected to the Asiatic race, right? So I wanna clear up some things about that, because a lot of people don't understand that, at one time there was one, Asia is what they called it though, right? And I'm not talking about ancient where I spoke about Lemuria. This is after, okay? So this is where you get the term Asiatic from the land of Asia, Islam. And in the land of Asia was several tribes that were melanated, Islam. And these individuals also broke off into Asia, into certain areas over the world. And this is where the term is that you get Asiatics, okay? Now, to get layman's terms with it so that people can understand, who else are the Asiatics? So layman's terms, I'm gonna break it down, right? But then I'm also going to take a reading before I take the reading. I'm trying to catch everybody's attention so they see where I'm going at and what I'm doing. So we use the term African or African Americans, right? For our people who are in North America, right? Those are Asiatics. Mexicans are Asiatics. Those that are in South America are Asiatic. Those who are on the islands are Asiatic. Okay? Now, let's go over to the other side of the globe. Africa, Asiatics. Islam. India, Asiatics. Islam. Mongols, Asiatics. You understand? I don't know if anybody's been to the famous Yummy Bar down there, or the Yummy Bowl is called, down there at Price's Corner. They have the Mongols all over the walls, right? But the thing about it is that we as a people that walk in there, we don't even know we're looking at it. But we find something that we see on that wall that you know relates to us, but we don't understand why, so we just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like Islam.
Resurrection is about that because you are the day which your ancient forefathers were without a shadow of doubt or contradiction. No man can change the descendant nature of the human being unless his powers extend beyond the great universal creator Allah himself. So as we journey up to now, Allah's helping us remember how we get one with our forefathers so we can be victorious in the battles for the years to come. We get that holy reverence.
Islam, brother. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a reading just so that we understand where I'm coming from and what I'm about to read so that those that are watching, they understand and they're clear, right? You are Asiatic, right? And you are of Moorish descent, meaning you were born in America, right? And your descent comes from the Moroccans, Islam. All right. Islam. So here we go. Islam. Chapter 25, the divine origin of the Asiatic nations, Islam. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate and to know of their higher self and their lower self, Islam. I'm going to stop right there real quick. Higher self and lower self. That's what this is all about, right? You need to understand and know thyself before you can even go anywhere. Just like how they say you got to crawl before you walk. This is what the prophet gave us. He made us know first and foremost, right, that we are the fallen daughters and sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation, right, which I explained to you before who those individuals are, right? And of North America, we need to learn to love instead of hate and know ourself, our higher self and our lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations. The Moorish, who were the ancient Moabites and the protectors of the holy city of Mecca. The Egyptians, who were the Hammatites, and of the direct descent of Mizraim. The Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese and Chinese, the Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites and Moabites from the land of Canaan, the Asiatic nations and countries in North, South, and Central America, Brazilians, Argentinians, Chileans in South America, Colombians, Nicaraguans, and the natives of San Salvador, Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims, Islam. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad I, the founder of the uniting of Islam, by the command of the great universal God, Allah. Islam? So, to all my young brothers and sisters, you are not black, Islam. You are not African American, Islam. You was born in America, Islam. You are not Negro or colored. You are of Moorish descent, Islam. You have a higher self, and you need to rise to your higher self, Islam. You hold the key to the secrets of the world, Islam.
That's what we're here for, Moor. The Moor Culture Center. That's a pretty decent segue. That's why we're here. What matters today is that we're here. The Moor Culture Center is here. All the Mo's in this room, we're here. The light, the knowledge, it's out there. There's no reason for ignorance anymore because it's the age of information, the information age, I think they call it. The information is out there. There's no reason to be a ostrich with your head in the sand. Come here. We got the knowledge. We got the books We got the leadership. I am a humble student. I am learning so much right now. Still, I'm a old grown man, but I am a student. I'm not going to claim to know it all at all. I know that I don't know it all, and that's knowing it all. And I'm here for that knowledge, and everybody else needs to come here for that knowledge as well. The Moor Culture Center, April 12th, grand opening. Brother Streets. Actually, no. Come here, Brother Streets. Come here. Okay, hop on the camera.
I hope I ain't get too deep, but sometimes
It's long. To all my young brothers and sisters out there, I want to let you know, once you come up in our midst, after we finish teaching you, y'all gonna go down like sleeping giants. And so, second ayat in the Fatiha says, all praises due to Allah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praises due to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world. Propaganda is a word that we must dismiss. Propaganda puts us on low frequency. We want to be high frequency human beings. So the keys, as Jesus said, is in your hand. This is your day. This is our day. This is our day of reverse psychology. As they say in the Holiness Church, Satan's a liar. And we don't have to feed into that crazy stuff where we got grown men come in our house trying to direct what we should be doing with our flock, our children, etc. We are Allah's chosen people. This time for us to show up and show off. By speaking holy breath, the truth, it revives all of us. You know, Allah sent us many teachers. We had the greatest teachers that the world ever known. It ain't no reason why we should be in the condition that we are today. Because Allah, the Holy Quran says Allah will bring us out many shades of darkness in the marvelous light. Also says, one of my favorite quotations in the Holy Quran talks about when Allah told the angels bow down to Adam. Iblis refused. He was one of the haughty ones. He said, I'm not bowing down to that chump. He was made of clay. I was made of scorching winds. Allah said, get out here, you rejected one. He said, oh, Allah, grant me respite. Allah granted respite. He said, very well. I will stand in their straight way for appointed term. I will come from their left and from their right, and before them and behind them, so and ambush them. So if you look left, right, before and behind them, that's a cross. Holy Quran says they crucified Isa ibn Maryam, which they did not. We rose him up in our presence. They crucified Jesus instead. So that's really letting you know the Crusades has never ended. So when Iblis come from your left and right, he comes with the fire. That's a fire of passion.
Islam. Now, I'm glad you said that, Mo.
Yes.
Because they don't understand that. I was getting ready to say that. You're absolutely right. Iblis was a jinn. Jinns came from where? The fire. And you spoke on it exactly. That is your passions. It's not just your passion. The fire is your emotions, Islam. And see, Iblis was controlled by his emotions, Islam. And that signifies in Adam our lower self. So what we need to understand is that fire we can control. However, we were not given the power to control. So that's why it's not easy for us to do it, Islam. Allah didn't give us the power to control it. Allah gave us the ability to do as we will. However, we have to be the ones that are instructors of what we do right or wrong, Islam. That was what he did not give us. He did not give us the power to do that. So that's why Iblis did not bow down. Islam, go ahead, Mo. I'm sorry.
And the jinn is also the undeveloped part of man.
Islam.
And the fiery nature, the emotions, all that's what we got to subdue that. Buddha says, passion is the hottest fire, but lies most deadly venom. Truth is sharp as sword, ignorance is dark as night. So when I study in the Bible about Ezekiel 37, about the valley of dry bones, and Ezekiel had to breathe on them bones. He said, "Come, O breath from the four winds, upon these slain that may live." And the bones stood up in the mighty army, the house of Israel. And I think about full armor that we must wear, the helmet of salvation, the shield of faith to quench yourself from all fire darts of wicked. Let me see. The helmet of salvation, the shield that quench yourself from all fire darts of wicked, and the breastplate of righteousness, and the sword, which is the word. So we got to learn the word come from the Bible, Quran, because the word was made flesh. And every word you speak up out of your mouth carries a missile, it's electricity. In the Quran, it says, if you are firm and mindful of Allah, and the enemy launches a sudden attack, we will reinforce you with 5,000 angels. And then another ayat says, and we have ordained lamps in the lower heaven for the shaitans, in the footnotes said lights, missiles, etc., etc. We have a lot to work with. We ain't had to fall in our lower self because people think that they're in charge of us. They're not the Lord of the worlds. They're not the founding fathers of civilization. You and me, the founding fathers and mothers of civilization. Up, ye mighty people, be all that you can. Peace.
Islam.
Islam. I just want to, all right, I'm a do similar to what Brother Teshan and kind of like try to be kind of an advocate for the people who don't really understand Moor Science Temple. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that way they could get more stronger rhythm from y'all two brothers and myself and Brother Teshan. But I'm going to be an advocate for them. Okay, I want to go. Islam.
Nobody don't understand more science.
Islam, go ahead.
See, we have all the people out there listening to me, right? We had to be electricians. When you understand the yin and yang, you understand more science. Because that fire nature jinn coming, you got to ground and put the ground wire down. You know what I mean?
Islam.
And then you got then you got to use the tongue, which is the fire again.
Islam.
That's the jinn coming again.
Islam.
We got to ground that truth because because when you think about your grandmother, my grandmother, my mothers and fathers, stuff like that, they were righteous folks.
Islam.
I was amazed. I said, "Wow," and they gone.
Islam.
I said, "Do you realize who Allah had in my midst? Who my backbone is? This is greater than Harvard
Right.
and all these different institutions. That root that I got,
Islam.
and then we came. We were introduced to Noble Drew Ali, taught us the knowledge of the holy breath. That's how we rise the multitudes. Islam.
Islam. I want to say this, so that everybody can try to get understanding. The Moorish Science Temple has a deep root in and a deep understanding of multiple aspects of the prophets. So, and you will hear us in our conversation kind of grabbing things from things that may not seem directly in mindset from Islam, because inside the Moor Science Temple, we hold truth to all truths that was delivered by all prophets, in reference that it was given to us by Allah. So I don't want anybody to feel like we, I guess either disrespecting what you would call Sunni Islam, or what you would call, any other faith per se. But we, as members of the Moor Science Temple, have a more, or I want to say deeper grasp of the way we utilize the ideals and the philosophies from other
All of the prophets.
Yeah, all the prophets or other religions that people would see, because we look at ourselves as the forefathers of all the religions. Like it's sprung from our ancestors. So to kind of denounce one is kind of to denounce all. So we, and as members and as followers of Noble Drew Ali and of Islamism, we express multiple expressions for multiple religions and multiple prophets that are throughout the world.
That's what traveling to the four corners is about.
Islam. I wanted, like I said, I'm gonna be an advocate, kind of like towards the people like questions, because I want to go back to what Brother Quennell was saying in terms of when he was going to Asiatic, and I know a lot of some brothers gonna go back to, man, here they come with this Asian philosophy, and they gonna say, well, they gonna say, we come from Africa, you know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna have some brothers going to, kind of mitch-mack off the African concept, but then going to say, well, man, this place was used to call a Cuba land, you know what I mean? And so, for them brothers, I know they're gonna say they threw that to you, threw them two things to you, you know what I'm saying? One, he gonna say, man, bro, we from Africa, bro. There ain't no Asiatic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then you go to another brother who gonna kind of skip over Africa and just say, hey, this territory was called Cuba land, This was the homeland, this is how it was from the original aspect. So how do you explain to them our concept of, in terms of Asiatic? And I know you went through the geology, but I'm saying from away, because they might not read, maybe not read Prophet Noble Drew Ali, construct, you know what I mean?
So that's why Islam. That's why Islam. I don't know if it's on, but Islam. That's why I gave the demonstration of between the 1700s and the 1800s, and even to the 1900s. Look up the Encyclopedia Britannica. Look up any book pertaining to the definition of race during that time, so that you can make your connection to what I just expounded on to the public, right? I would tell those individuals to look up those books pertaining to race in that time, so that then they can make the connection of what's going on in present day. A lot of the history and a lot of the information that we are missing is because it has been taken away. So we don't know what to look for. You understand what I'm saying? So to answer that question, I would refer to specific books to that individual from those times, so that he can make the connection of what I expounded on.
When you make that connection, you transform.
Islam.
But first, they also have to know, the definition and the etymology of race.
Islam.
I mean, we can get deeper and deeper, but etymology of words is like how they started, right? Where they come from. That's key. And see, we don't even know how to read properly, Islam. In the dictionary, there are several abbreviations that refer to how you're supposed to receive the information in that definition. It tells you how to pronounce the word. It tells you where the word comes from. And what we're supposed to do is use that direction to refer back to where it came from, so that we can make the connection of the actual definition with what it was then to what it is now. So, I hate to say it, but certain words that we use that we think that we should be using, we may not want to use. One of those words, and I'm going to put it out there because I love my sisters, you're noble, you need to cut it out, but you just may not know. Queen, you may want to look at as far as the etymology of the word queen, and you may not use it if you knew. You understand what I'm saying? And that just goes back to saying that's why Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, gave us so much that we did not know, that was erased from us, that was taken away from us. And simple things like learning how to read was one of those things. If you look at the education, it's dummied down. You can't really follow anything, right? Because it's all over the place. People are putting in what they want to put in rather than the facts. So, we just got to make sure, and that's what we're doing. Correcting it, that's all.
That's what the angel Jibril told the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The angel Jibril through the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, on the night of power. He tapped him on the heart and said, Ikra, read. Read, name your garden, Lord taught man the use of the pen, taught him that which he do not.
Right.
So we have to learn how important reading is, because when we read, we change our conditions, and the doors is open up to us. That's why certain people say don't teach the critical race theory of this, whatever. You can study whatever you want to study. We couldn't even read and write in slavery.
Islam. I'm gonna ask another question there. Like, okay, because we started off with some explanation of the word Moor and what it means, and now we did kind of break off of it, but to get into some of the details that kind of went back to a little more history. Let's
You mentioned the Straits of Gibraltar.
let's walk over to a little bit in terms of where people thinking about what we practice. All right, like we use the term Islamism, and where other groups.
See, this is real beautiful what you're saying.
I want you to, because I want this for you, because I want you to let it out, from your perspective. Now, from Islamism to where you may meet a Sunni brother and he come to you, he say, he understands Islamism from a different standpoint, but I'm saying he's like, I'm a Muslim. I study Islam.
The brother just answered it for you.
Islam.
He said etymology.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are in darkness when it comes to Islam.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunnis, the Moors, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Islam simply means peace.
Mm-hmm.
It goes beyond this hadith, that hadith. And then when you are, I know, like I said, with an angel, angels thought about manifesting in human flesh. What is the duty of the angel to carry the messages to the four corners of the world, all nations? What are you carrying? You can't carry them four last major prophets: Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad. You have to be well versed on all them religions. So when people come at you and stuff that try to throw you up, check, checkmate, because we've been involved with this too long. Keep constantly arguing, going back and forth, and humanity ain't being uplifted. You as a Moor got a job to your brother involved in Buddhism, Confucius, et cetera, et cetera. We have jobs to props that uplift humanity. So what type of brother am I? I'm discriminating on this brother or sister because of their origin. Their forefathers taught them this. It's good that I'm honored to know something about where they coming from.
It's not, but I want to say this, okay? Let's say, and it wouldn't be causing an argument. I'm saying it would, but I'm saying it's not to cause an argument. But let's say a Sunni Muslim came up to you and he was like, he would say, well, hey, I'm Orthodox and you out of line because you out of line because Prophet Muhammad, I'm just saying, hold up, just saying, so you get the gold glitz, so that everybody can get what you want to say. So let's say a Sunni Muslim come to you and say, well, you practice something that's not orthodox to us, and that's not the original teachings of Muhammad, right? I
practice the Sunnah. So
Islam.
I do practice. I practice Sunnah all the time, every day. So
I want both of y'all to.
When he
can
come
y'all
at
explain
me with that, I'm gonna smile.
You know what I mean?
Excuse going back to what I said. By stages and degrees shall we teach and declare this message, so that thou will not forget. Understanding the rock on which man builds himself.
Islam.
So electricity is coming up out of our mouth. Where this mode vibrating from? What frequency is he speaking?
The question the brother is asking, it's just like if he was to ask a Christian, are you Catholic? Are you Methodist? Are you this? Are you that? It's the same thing.
I'm past that.
Islam, but he's just trying to get that across so that the people understand that there is no distinction. The path of Islam is what we stated it was, which was what? Peace. Right?
But truth is like a mirror broken, a shattered mirror, and you're putting all the pieces back together.
Indeed. However, religion is also connected to nationality.
And government.
So when the brother's asking that question, like, how would you, I mean, I deal with it, because I go to the mosque, I pray 5 times a day. I consider myself a Muslim, Islam. So
I don't know what you're saying. When they say that, I smile. I don't let them do that.
right, exactly.
Because
That's
I
what I'm
let them
saying.
do
That's
that
what I'm
because they
trying
don't
to
have
say.
authority to
Exactly.
do that. People think they have authority. Prophet always said, if you're not careful, people drive you right back into slavery.
The prophet gave us the truth by making sure that we know thyself, right? And our self is the higher self and the lower self. But we as Moors, we are the higher self, Islam. So just like you was just saying, brother, there is no distinction. You practice how you want to practice, Islam.
Islam.
So that's the answer to your question.
Islam.
You practice how you want to practice.
And you ain't supposed to let nobody live in your mind rent free.
However you practice, that religion is still considered Islam. You understand what I'm saying?
Islam.
So therefore, your nationality will never be separated.
Don't let nobody hold you hostage.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's all in how you practice.
Now, I want to say one more thing to this. Just like, and I'm throwing some balls at you because I want to. Like I said, I'm doing this for the people because I want y'all to come on the feed,
every
put information
was sent to the right time and climb. Right?
Islam.
And so meaning, because of the way Buddha practiced, that's how he practiced in that time.
Islam.
That's how Allah reached him. Islam. Same way with Muhammad. That's how Muhammad practiced because that's how Angel Gabriel reached him. Islam.
Better
Same
than that,
thing.
you had to break it down. Let me break it down for you.
Islam.
Go ahead.
So it says, Idina Sarata Mustaqim. It's the short and straight way, the way on whom that's bestowed thy grace. What's different from that than no wakeful path of enlightenment of Buddhism, which is right speech, right action, right emotion, right vision, right effort, right awareness, right livelihood, right mindfulness, and samadhi. They tie in. It even ties into the martial arts. Taoism means harmony and balance with nature. The way all that's Islam.
And that's the point of accepting yourself as a Moor, because now you're finally grasped the family tree.
Islam.
You know every religion that your ancestors started. You know every aspect of where they began and where they finished. And you know what seas they conquered.
Islam.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You have to understand that we as a people have to know that our diaspora is huge.
Islam.
I mean, let's just talk about the Moroccan Empire from West Africa all the way through the Sahara to Al Adonis to Spain, all the way over reaching to Egypt, right? And we can even go further. They even went over there down to Ethiopia to Saudi Arabia, Islam. That's all of us. That's what people got to understand. But we're not just talking about over there in Africa, though.
So this
We talking about.
This question is right?
Indeed, we talking about the indigenous people that's in the Americas too, prior to pre-colonization or however you want to use the term. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we got to be honest with ourselves and stop trying to block our own destinies and our own blessings because it's us.
So is the argument, not the argument, well, yes, it is argument in terms of the conversation, using it as a conversation, it would be that based on people, I guess looking at different time periods or the aspect of a word, like when I personally dug deep to research the word Islam, and but it goes back to Salam. But it goes back to Salam. But what I found out that in terms of in the Arabic and how they dissected from, I guess what I would say from a Sunni perspective, and somebody if I'm wrong correct me, they dissected that the Salam that it comes from, that is broken. The word has a dynamics to it at that point, and they said that, well, because in Arabic they do use another form of word that means peace, and then you have and then you have what you call Islam, which they use in as a form of saying I'm submitting. But no, back to what you're saying. But back to what you were saying, that due to, I guess, that intertwining dynamic at the root, and like I said, if you go to, like, correct me if I'm wrong, most Sunni Muslims, when they talk about Islam, they go to Islam is the religion, means submission, where as a Muslim refers to one who submits.
So
you did,
yeah, but look,
Is it like we came up talking about, right? All right. Somebody's talking to you. Are they talking from their mind, or are they talking from their heart? This is what you had to examine. Like somebody come up and say Mr. George, right? When they say Mr. George, that means Master George. Mr. is abbreviation for master. So you have to know thyself.
You know what this sounds like? A great topic for episode 2. I feel like we need. That's why I changed seats, because I was like, let me try to curtail this back and drive this back to where we got to go.
That's what that brother do, though. That's
What's
why
that?
he's perfect for this. That's what he does. He'll break the monotony. He start going to the left. You know what I mean? But sometimes that's needed.
It is. No, I this is what we want.
I don't want y'all to forget the brown wire.
This is what we need.
Come back, you got to know how to ground it.
Yeah, I don't like cutting Brother Sharif off, because his holy breath is the holiest of breaths that I've witnessed.
Islam.
So I appreciate all the wisdom I get from Brother Sharif, and it's a huge reason why I continue to come around the Moor Science Temple, meeting him as well as all the other brothers, including you brothers and the brothers not on camera. The wisdom and knowledge I get from here, the light I get from here, I am not able to get anywhere else. But there's other places, like you said, we have to travel to all 4 corners. There's other places we have to travel. We're going to be at the Nation of Islam temples or mosques. I'm not sure what they refer to it as, but all the 4 corners, we have to touch all the Moors around the world, whether they know they're Moor or they don't know they're Moor. And that's why the Moor Culture Center is here. The segue has to be, in closing, talking about the center coming up April 12th.
Islam.
Grand opening. We need help.
Support
Moor Culture Center. Islam.
Asiatics.
MOOR moorculturecenter.com. Please go there to donate, learn more about what we're doing. We need support. We have the knowledge. We have books. We need more books. We need more merchandise. We're going to be a place of wellness as well, health and wellness. We have teas, compounds inspired by the Prophet Noble Joe Ali for blood purification, for anti-inflammation, for antioxidants. All that kind of stuff that we need to live a healthy life. So we're just trying to help all the Mo's any way that we can, whether it be light through knowledge spiritually, or light through economics. Come here. We want to help build business, cooperate together, help each other. We have industrious acts we're doing, businesses we're starting just from the center.
Financial literacy,
Islam. So I run 24 Media. That's my business. I have a photo studio here, video studio as well. We're teaching children. I'm teaching children how to capture light, how to take photos, how to pose for photos, anything. Brother Quinnell.
Yes, sir. Come Direct Entertainment, LLC, definitely. Music production, recording. I would like to teach the youth how to record. I mean, I know this day and age that's very important nowadays with the youth, but to actually show the youth how to do it and how to do it themselves is how we're going to get them to understand the music business. I mean, that's very crucial. And then also, we also trying to have some educational programs as well pertaining to religion, pertaining to Al-Fatiha, being able to speak that properly, prayer, every aspect of Asiatic life, Moorish life, we are bringing to the table. We're uplifting the community. So please just support us and understand that it's a new day and age, a time now, as the prophet said.
Islam.
We got to shed that light, and we got to bear that light. Islam.
I mean, basically, all I have to say, I'm here to, uplift our people and try to, find a better way than what we've been doing. And I'm strongly for unity. I see, so many of us so divided on so many things, and the Moorish Cultural Center is supposed to be a center where, every form of thought that you have should be able to grow and prosperous here. There's nowhere we pushing nobody away. There's nowhere we looking at somebody sideways. Is and from the conversation is like, we're looking at people from all spectrums of religious backgrounds to come, talk, share, because we all can learn something. And we, at the end of the day, we all have a real common cause. We're trying to get closer to our Creator. We're trying to, have a strong economic backing for each of our families, our society. And, I think this is one of the places that I think a lot of people can find that, and I'm here to support that and support anybody who's willing to, just take a chance or just have an imagination or just have a dream, or hey, I want to be involved in my community. This is one spot that we're collectively trying to set up to embrace all groups, all formats of in terms of people or Asiatics, that we want to see our people uplifted. We want to see our people not, struggling in this, this, economic age of chaos. You know what I'm saying? We only can help each other, if we come together and build on a more realistic base and stop all this kind of like debasing. Like I said before, as being a Moor, you touch base with many concepts and many aspects of different religions, and we express that through Islamism, which we put as the practice of peace.
That was a cue.
You see the light?
That was a cue right there. That's the cue.
It just blizzed out. It blizzed out on it. Let y'all know that we here. But
shout out to the Grand Governor. Indeed.
All right, let's sign off.
Yeah.
Brother Sharif was. Are you going to talk about the Universal Martial Arts Academy?
I just wanted to say a couple things that I learned in school that a self-fulfilling prophecy is when somebody labels you something so long, after a while you become what they label you, like Negro, Black, and Colored. That is not our names. So our job here is to help in the Cultural Center, is to help you come from darkness and marvelous light. And we also have with us the Moorish University of Martial Arts, Moorish Universal Academy of Martial Arts, where you can come and learn about them four major prophets, Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad, and become some strong fighters for humanity. Islam.
On April 12th.
April 12th, 12 noon.
Put it on the calendar.
See us there.
Alhamdulillah.
Islam.
Signing off. I'm your humble brother, Tashin Edwards Bay.
Brother Cornell.
Brother George L. And want to say peace and love to everybody that took the time to view us.
Islam. Peace.
Islam.
Brother Sharif Day. Islam.
Islam.
Good, Moors.